Detailed video here, understanding title search and title. We'll start practically learning what a title search is, then how to explain these two of the bigger pre-printed clauses on the agreement of purchase and sale. That is the big part, being able to simplify these for your clients. This is fantastic for confidence. Then stick around to the end and we'll break down a really good multiple choice question you may see in exams. This is real world for once license, and of course you're going to see it on the exams. Course 1, Course 2, C3, even a little bit, all the way into SIMS 1. You'll see this topic. As usual, if you are looking for additional support to pass these exams first try or crush a retake, look to the Exam Master mini courses in the description below. More on that later in the video, but let's just dive right into it. First, what is title search on a good broad scope of key pointers? It is property description, verifying the legal description of the property to ensure there are no discrepancies. It's ownership verification, confirming the current legal owner of the property. Encumbrances, identifying any liens, mortgages, easements, or other encumbrances that may affect the property. With that, it's checking all compliance with zoning and bylaws, ensuring the property complies with local municipal bylaws and zoning laws. History review, looking at past ownership changes and transactions to confirm there are no unresolved issues. And last, title insurance. Often the result of a title search are used to issue title insurance, which protects the buyer against future claims or disputes over property ownership. This is a great broad scope here of what title search is. Let's move on to more of the practical side. Let's get into the agreement of purchase and sale, where we can read these two clauses. This is how you can really make it stick. So these two very important pre-printed clauses on the agreement of purchase and sale are clauses number 8 and 10. Clause 8, the title search, is the only one of the two with actionable steps that need to be taken on. We'll come back around and take action on that towards the end when you are explaining these clauses, right? These clauses in the entire agreement of purchase and sale, it won't happen often, really. To tell the truth, it might not happen much in your career at all, but there's always going to be those one or two people that want it explained and you need to know it. Again, real world and exams. I love to keep things simple, right? Simplicity is the key. I like to explain them, being able to explain them in layman's terms to your clients. This is good for you as well, so you can understand them yourselves. So I'm just going to put them on the screen here and we'll break them down. Layman's term, title search is the requisition date. It happens 1 to 2 weeks before closing. This is where a lawyer in Ontario, title can only be exchanged with lawyers. They are mandatory here. We'll find out if there's anything registered against title. The buyer's and the seller's lawyer will be in communication if there are any problems. Possible problems could be an old existing mortgage that must be paid, an outstanding work order, or deficiency notices. This is great to screenshot if needed, right? Having these examples, right? When you're explaining things, always try to use layman terms and have examples, right? This is how you can really teach and help people. Communication is an art. The best realtors out there are the best at it. Next, 10, title, layman's terms. This is one of the bigger clauses out there, but basically in layman's terms, it means the property will be free of registered restrictions, charges, covenants, etc., except any that run with the land. Right, so the first part means that it will be free of something major. Example, like a registered mortgage on title, and the second part is except ones that run with the land. Example, no wood fences in a particular area, no satellite dishes higher than 2 feet tall, possible restrictions on color of roofs, that sort of thing. Then it goes on to say, as well as any minor easements that don't go to the root of title. Example, public utility lines, telephone lines, cable television lines, or other services which do not materially affect the use of the property. So the deal goes on essentially with any restrictive covenant or minor easement. Then it goes on to say that the property can't be delivered in accordance to the provisions above, and a title search results in objections to title that the seller is unwilling or unable to resolve. The agreement is terminated and the buyer's deposit returned. An example for this, right? Another example would be title insurance won't cover it, something like that. The buyer won't waive the issue and the seller can't rectify it. Okay, so I hope it's starting to sink in a little bit. Rewatch that kind of stuff if need be, but the best way to learn these concepts is to let it sink in. Memorization is okay as well, but learning like this, letting stuff sink in, means you can navigate to any possible answer on an exam, right, when this topic comes up. Okay, let's go back to filling out that title search, because we like to do practical things here as well in this channel, and let's learn, of course. Okay, so for title search, for instance, documents, you would click here, and if, let's say, your closing date or completion date, same thing, was June 26th, you would want title search by the lawyers to be 1 or 2 weeks prior to closing. Bit of real world talk here. Lawyers generally like to work midweek, so I tend to aim for Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Tuesdays. Note that it cannot fall on a weekend, or let's say Monday was a holiday. It can't take place on a weekend or a holiday. That could appear on the exams as well. So you would choose the date, and let's say it was a single family residential home, you would indicate that here as well. Okay, great stuff so far. Let's head over to a possible MCQ, a multiple choice question you may see in the exams. Let's learn from it. Here it is. We'll read it and break it down. Sellers will incur certain expenses at closing. As a salesperson, having knowledge of potential closing costs can help prepare your clients. What is not true about the services of a lawyer for a seller? Okay, so we can see that this is a not question. If you've been following this channel or if you've been taking the exams, you've dealt with these before. We now have 3 correct answers, and you and I are looking for that one incorrect answer. As soon as you see that word there, that not word, right? Or even accept. We're seeing these accept questions as well, where the wording will be all the answers below are correct except which one, right? Same thing. 3 correct answers, we're looking for that one incorrect. Off to A, the seller will require the services of a lawyer to review the agreement of purchase and sale and note any deadlines to ensure the transaction proceeds as scheduled. Yes, this is something the seller's lawyer could do. We would move on from there. B, prepare and deliver the statement of adjustments to the buyer's lawyer. Yes, for sure, they would do this. And if you're not sure about the statement of adjustments, you've never even heard it before, always leave the cursor hovered over a possible answer you're not sure about, right? Use the process of elimination and keep reading. And of course, at the end, I'll put a little note up so you can make sure you do understand what the statement of adjustments are. C, a lawyer will respond to any questions or concerns received from the seller's real estate broker as a result of title or non-title searches. Okay, so something sounding a little off here to me, right? We'll leave the cursor hovered over that for now, right? This is a not question. We're looking for something that is not correct. Then I would read D, transfer the property title to the new owner. Yes, the seller's lawyer would be doing this. Let's go back to C, and if you look here, it's a little tricky. This is not something the seller's real estate broker would perform. So the seller's lawyer will respond to any questions received from the buyer's lawyer as a result of title and non-title searches. A real estate broker, me for instance, I'm not doing this job, this title search. This is the real estate lawyer's job. So the answer would be C. And quick tip on not questions, I always read the end of the question, then the answer first, just to double check. For instance, what is not true about the services of a lawyer for a seller? A lawyer responding to any questions or concerns received from the seller's real estate broker as a result of title and non-title searches is not true. A broker would not perform that task. Like mentioned, let's quick put up a note on the statement of adjustments. A statement of adjustments includes various debits and credits from a housing transaction. The use of a statement of adjustments is to show the final amount the buyer owes to the seller on the closing date. Examples of common adjustments at closing are property taxes and utility bills. I really hope this video helped, guys, and as mentioned, if you are looking for additional support to pass these exams, look to my Exam Master mini courses in the description below. It's mini notes, mini quizzes, my exact fundamentals I use to pass all exams first try and in 4.5 months. And I also do video breakdowns of the 4 types of questions you may see in the exams. Those links in the description below are also value links for the YouTube family for the time being. If you have any questions at all, you can email, DM, comment on this video. I get back to everyone. My name is Callum Moore, eXp Realty real estate broker here in Ontario. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.